Whether you are wanting to try your hand at DMing for the first time, or you are a seasoned pro, the process of learning how to run a great game is ongoing. There are always tips to learn, new insights to be found, and fresh ideas to inspire. This video series is intended to give advice and criticism on how to make your gaming sessions the best they can be, and hopefully provide you with some creativity. While I am currently running Dungeons & Dragons 4th edition, much of the content of this video could be useful for any edition, even other game systems entirely. Greetings to you travelers, my name is Esper, your steadfast companion and storyteller. In this installment of Dungeon Master's Guidance, we are discussing the use of audio in your campaigns. For many years, I have utilized music to enhance my group's role-playing experience. In a platform which relies heavily on imagination, audio can be a wonderful catalyst. Depending upon what your selections are, it can evoke certain moods and emotions, or even provide a rich atmosphere. Since I am constantly expanding my audio library, I have a lot that I can recommend, so let's dive right in. First, we'll start with fantasy movies. The soundtrack of pretty much any fantasy movie is great for role-playing. Some examples include The Lord of the Rings, which is an amazing soundtrack, though it can jump around quickly in terms of mood. Clash of the Titans, 300, which is very stylized, Beowulf, The 13th Warrior, Conan the Barbarian, Legend, which is somewhat psychedelic, Gladiator, and Robin Hood. Next, I'll move on to fantasy video games. I usually avoid most Japanese games when it comes to finding music for D&D. Don't get me wrong, I love the soundtracks for games like Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy, Secret of Mana, Zelda, Dragon Quest, Castlevania. They just don't evoke the appropriate mood for my style. As with fantasy movies, a lot of fantasy video games have soundtracks worth using. Some examples here are pretty much anything from the Elder Scrolls series, which is some of Jeremy Sewell's best work. The Dragon Age series, Neverwinter Nights, which is Jeremy Sewell once again, Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance. World of Warcraft has an extensive soundtrack collection over all of its expansions. The Dungeons & Dragons Tactics game, Fable, the original game which actually teamed up with Danny Elfman. Jade Empire has some Asian-inspired music. Next, I'll move on to some various music artists that would be good for fantasy role-playing. There is a sheer plethora of artists out there, many of which I have found just through searching on the internet on many a long night. Often, I find some worthwhile sounds, and every once in a while, I come across something truly special. The following artists have lyrics, but they use them either sparingly, melodically, or in foreign languages. Their sounds are evocative of fantasy and of ancient cultures. Dead Can Dance, which is one of my favorite bands. Cantal, another favorite band of mine. Lorena McKennitt. Hagalaz Rune Dance. Skran. Artesia. Daemonia Nymphae. In the Labyrinth. And I cannot leave out Kevin MacLeod, whose music I've used in a few of my own videos, including this one. Epic battle music. Hold on to your character sheets. This music is utterly intense. It is great for big, bloody battles. Two Steps from Hell is basically two massive armies clashing together. ES Posthumus. Aemon Amarth, which is Viking metal. Jazaig, which is like a Celtic folk metal. Volknut is atmospheric black metal. Insomnium, which is, I'd call melodic metal. The Sword, more metal. And Corvus Corax has kind of a Middle Eastern sandstorm sort of feel to it. Ambient and Mystical. The following artists make music that is more on the atmospheric side of things. They have sounds that are mystical and magical. I highly recommend each and every one of these folks. Amethystium, Arcana, Steve Roach, Tangerine Dream, David Helpling, Matthias Grassow, Nest has beautiful melodies, and they add dulcimer with synthesizer. And last is Wardruna, who I've stumbled upon recently, and they have a really interesting ethereal and ancient Norse sound. Dark. Whether adventuring in a haunted mansion or in an abandoned mine full of undead, sometimes you need a dark or horror-themed sound. Lustmord has a lot of dark ambient music. Midnight Syndicate actually has quite a few different albums, and they vary a bit in their sound, but they have quite a bit of dark stuff. Nox Arcana, and lastly is a very obscure group called Dreamgate, which they have some very creepy ambient sounds. YouTube. One of the biggest resources for finding great gaming music is right here on YouTube. Just search things like medieval music, or Norse folk, or Celtic harp. This list of search terms goes on and on. Pretty much all the music I have mentioned on this video can be found on YouTube. All you have to do is look for it, favorite it, or create playlists, and you are set. I'd like to take a moment to promote a YouTuber whom I've recently discovered and I absolutely love. He goes by Enviro Ambient, and I'll put a link in the video description down below. Enviro Ambient describes his style perfectly. He creates soundscapes, audio environments that are wonderfully immersive. Forests, ruins, caves, he has quite a variety. My favorite so far is his track Mirkwood, inspired by Mirkwood in J.R.R. Tolkien's Middle-earth. Just listening to it makes me imagine hobbits pacing nervously through the dark and eerie forest. Definitely check him out and subscribe to his channel. I could go on and on about music, as it is one of my passions. Maybe someday I'll release an album of ambient fantasy music that I make for my own adventure videos. It is one of my long-term goals. As a final parting tip, keep your gaming music easily accessible. Make playlists on your audio player on your computer, or your iPod, or on your YouTube account. Things like epic battle, or story music, or dark and scary. You need to be able to access it quickly on the fly and without too much effort. And also, don't start the battle music until everyone has rolled initiative and you are totally ready. There's nothing like listening to some brutal death metal as the DM spends 10 minutes drawing out the dungeon room and writing down monster hit points. As always, thank you for watching and being a part of this growing gaming community. Make sure to subscribe and tell others about the channel. Until next time, happy gaming.